Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're talking about something that I think a lot of us get wrong, or maybe just ignore.
The recovery day.
Exactly. We treat it like a cheat day, but it should be a secret weapon if you're serious about your fitness goals, whether that's marathon training or just staying functional.
Right.
So we've got a great source today. It's a very specific protocol called Day 7 Rest plus Recovery plus Mobility. It comes from a larger guide, Restorative Mobility and Recovery Flow.
And our mission today is really to just analyze this blueprint. We're not just going to list the steps.
No.
We want to get into the why behind it. Why these specific stretches? Why this timing? Why focus on the nervous system at all?
Yeah, and the sources make it so clear right from the start. This is not a do-nothing day.
Absolutely not. It's a recharge your body day. That's the core takeaway. It requires intention.
And it serves, what, 4 really crucial purposes, especially when you think about it coming after 6 straight days of activity.
Yeah, 4 interconnected purposes that are pretty non-negotiable for real progress.
Okay, so let's start with the first one, the big one.
The first one is probably the most scientific. It's simply allowing your muscles to repair and actually grow stronger.
Right. People always forget that part. The growth doesn't happen when you're lifting.
No, the damage happens then.
Yeah.
The actual adaptation, the growth, happens when you stop. This whole recovery day is designed to kickstart that process, what some people call supercompensation.
It kind of goes against that whole no pain, no gain mentality, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, you need that downtime to synthesize new protein strands in those damaged muscle fibers.
So what's happening physiologically?
Well, this active recovery day does more than just let you sit around waiting for that synthesis to happen.
Yeah.
By bringing in gentle movement, which we'll get to, you're actually helping with the second purpose.
Which is reducing soreness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're flushing out all that metabolic junk, like lactate and inflammation,
Right.
that builds up. And that speeds up the repair process way more effectively than just, lying on the couch.
So you're actively cleaning out the gunk that makes you feel sluggish.
You got it. And that leads right into the third purpose, which is critical for anyone who wants to do this for the long haul.
Injury prevention.
Injury prevention. After 6 days of training, certain muscles, we all know them, hip flexors, chest shaft, they get cumulatively tighter. This routine systematically goes after those imbalances before they turn into chronic pain or, a full-blown injury.
And the fourth one is more about maintenance.
Yeah, long-term function and just how you carry yourself. It's improving your overall flexibility and posture.
It's counteracting the hours we spend hunched over a desk or a phone.
All of it. And the best part, really, is how efficient it is. All of that. Muscle growth, injury prevention, postural work. It's all delivered in this very tight 20 to 25-minute window.
Okay, so let's unpack that structure. It's broken into 3 really distinct steps. Step 1 is just gentle movement, 5 minutes.
And that 5 minutes is so strategically important. You don't just jump into deep stretching.
No, that sounds like a bad idea.
A very bad idea. The body needs a little bit of prep. This gentle movement is all about slightly warming up your core temperature and, more importantly, getting synovial fluid moving in your joints.
The lubrication.
The lubrication, yeah. It makes all the movement that follows feel much smoother and safer.
So you're basically just signaling to your joints, hey, wake up, but without actually stressing the muscles.
That's a perfect way to put it.
And the source gives some really simple options here.
Yeah, very accessible. You can do a slow walk, outside, or even just marching slowly in place inside.
Or the third option, which is a bit more structured, an easy mobility flow.
Right. And they give you the sequence for that, too. You start with the neck, then move down to the shoulders, then the hips, and finish with the ankles.
That head-to-toe sequence is great. Make sure you don't miss anything. But the key instruction here, it's in bold in the protocol, no intensity.
Absolutely key. You start to sweat or get out of breath,
Yeah.
you've completely missed the point. The goal is just preparation, not output. You're just loosening everything up for what comes next.
Which brings us to step 2, full body stretching. This is the main event, really. 10 to 12 minutes.
It is. And they hit you with another one of those foundational rules right away.
No bouncing.
Do not bounce. And that actually ties back to the nervous system. When you bounce in a stretch, you trigger something called the stretch reflex.
And that makes the muscle contract, right? The opposite of what you want.
The exact opposite.
Uh-huh.
It's a protective mechanism. We're trying to get a sustained lengthening, almost like letting the tissue creep into a new range of motion. That lets the fascia, the connective tissue around the muscle, finally relax.
It's fascinating how specific the source material gets here, linking the time you hold a stretch to a very specific benefit.
Oh, yeah. This isn't just generic advice. It's targeted.
Let's run through them. It starts with the hamstring stretch.
45 seconds per leg. And the benefit is listed as legs and lower back relief. Makes sense.
Then the quad stretch, same deal. 45 seconds per leg, specifically for front thigh recovery.
And that 45-second mark is pretty well accepted as the minimum time you need to really get that sustained lengthening we were talking about.
Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. The chest stretch. The time almost doubles. It calls for 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And the benefit listed is so direct, so powerful, it says it fixes hunch posture.
That claim is exactly why it needs more time. Hunch posture, the technical term is thoracic kyphosis. It's caused by chronically tight pec muscles and a stiff upper back.
From sitting at a desk all day?
Or just from doing too much bench press in the gym without balancing it out.
Yeah.
If you only stretch your chest for, say, 30 seconds, you're just hitting the surface fibers.
So to actually fix the posture, you have to go deeper.
You have to. You need that 1 to 2 minutes of sustained pressure. The guide suggests using a doorway for leverage, which is perfect. You're physically pulling the shoulder back and encouraging the spine to extend.
That extra minute is the difference between temporary relief and actual correction.
Everything.
Yeah. Knowing that why makes it so much easier to stick with it for that long.
Okay, next up, the shoulder stretch. Arm across the chest.
Back to 45 seconds per arm. This one's pretty straightforward, just for general shoulder relaxation.
And then we get to everyone's favorite tight spot. The hip flexor stretch.
Ah, yes. This one gets a full minute per side, and the guide says it's to reduce tight hips.
Which we know is often the hidden culprit behind a lot of lower back pain.
100%. If your hip flexors are always tight from sitting, they pull your pelvis forward, which creates that arch in your lower back.
Which leads to compression and pain. So a full minute here is really about addressing a huge foundational imbalance.
Absolutely foundational. And then we get to this optional part that I think really defines the whole philosophy of this recovery day.
The plank hold.
The plank hold, yeah. But they're very specific. A gentle version for just 30 to 45 seconds, and the benefit is key. Core stability without strain.
That distinction is huge. Stability without strain. Why put a plank, even a gentle one, on a rest day? Well, a recovery day is actually the perfect time to activate those deep, stabilizing muscles, your transverse abdominis, your multifidus, without the stress of a heavy load or high intensity.
I see.
If you're exhausted from a hard week and you try to do a 3-minute plank, you're just creating more strain.
Yeah.
But a short, gentle plank when your body is relaxed, that's just activation. It's teaching your core how to be stable so it's ready to protect your spine tomorrow.
It's foundational work, not fatigue work.
Exactly. You get the activation without the intensity.
So once the muscles are open and stabilized, we move into the final and maybe the most important part.
Step 3, 5 to 8 minutes of breath work plus recovery. And here we completely shift gears from the physical to the neurological.
The goal isn't just muscle relaxation anymore. It's deeper. It's about relaxing the entire nervous system.
Right. We're trying to downshift out of that fight or flight state and into the rest and digest state. We're trying to activate the parasympathetic nervous system.
And the protocol gives a very specific breathing technique for this, the 4-2-6 ratio.
Yeah, it's very structured. You inhale for a count of 4, you hold your breath for a count of 2, and then the really critical part.
The long exhale.
The long exhale for a count of 6.
And you repeat that, 6 to 8 times?
6 to 8 times. And that extended exhale is the most direct way we have to stimulate the vagus nerve.
The superhighway of that rest and digest system.
It's the superhighway. When you consciously slow your exhale to be longer than your inhale, you are sending a direct signal to your brain that says you are safe. It immediately helps lower your heart rate and reduce circulating stress hormones like cortisol.
So it's basically a biohack for stress, just using your breath.
It's a perfect biohack.
Yeah.
And, for anyone who finds counting stressful, which can happen when you're trying to relax, the protocol gives a great alternative.
Right. Just lie down, put a hand on your stomach, and breathe slowly for a few minutes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 minutes. The intent is exactly the same. Slow the breath, turn your focus inward, and let your body settle.
So when you put it all together, this whole 20-25-minute routine, it's not random at all, is it? It's a system.
A complete system. It starts with mobilizing the joints, moves to targeted stretching for the muscles, and finishes with actively controlling the nervous system. Joints, muscles, and mind. A full recharge.
It's just a remarkably well-designed process, and those little details, like the 2 minutes for the chest stretch or that 4-2-6 breathing ratio, those are the things that make it so effective.
They really are, and I think that raises a really interesting question for you, the listener, to think about.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that optional gentle plank, how it was added for core stability without strain.
Right.
So think about that nuance in your own routine. Are you only viewing recovery work as passive stretching? Or are you starting to embrace these kinds of foundational movements for the stability they provide?
It's a great question. Are you confusing high-intensity core work with the low-strain activation you actually need to build resilience?
Exactly. That distinction between strain and foundational stability might just be the hidden key that makes your next 6 days of training safer, stronger, and completely injury-proof. Focus on building that foundation, not just enduring the intensity.